Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. This is my bottom freezer. They call it French door. Jenn-Air. You can see that up there. Jenn-Air refrigerator. And you can see the ice build up. So the very likely suspect is that this gasket is just not doing its job anymore. Even though it looks okay, it could be old and stiff and just not sealing. So what I did was I emptied all the food, the frozen food obviously. I went outside and I shut the power off to the refrigerator so it wouldn't run while I'm doing this. Apparently there's no switch on the refrigerator. You just plug it in and it's on. Right now I'm trying to figure out, maybe somebody knows, there's a gear and this rod twists around as you move the top shelf in and out independently from the bottom shelf. Bottom shelf also has a gear and a rod, and for the life of me I don't know what that stuff does. If somebody knows, why do they have this little box on each side? Doesn't seem to be connected to anything. Is it a spring that, is there a spring inside there and you're winding up a spring or something like that that helps pull it in? The only thing I can think of is it's a spring in there that helps pull it shut. You can see the ice is falling off. I've got a new gasket and it appears to be exactly the right size. Be careful when you buy these. I'll put a link down in the comments where I got this one. And they say you should lay it out in the sun for a few hours to soften it up and get the kinks out of it. Let it heat up. Or you can use a blow dryer or a heat gun, which I have there, to soften it up. Don't overdo it, especially if you use a heat gun. It could melt it, I suppose. But right now I'm letting it do its own thing. And I think I'm going to get the heat gun out and then accelerate the ice melting just to make this job go faster. Okay, there's a couple ways to do this. One way is you remove the door off of this attachment here. See where it's attached, 1, 2, 3, 4 probably. Or you can just leave the door on and put the gasket on that way. I'm inclined to leave the door on just because the fewer steps the better, but we'll see as we get into it. I get the heat gun out and melt some of this ice. Well, I think what those gears have to do is just to make it roll, because there's a lot of weight that's going to come down on this, right? Excuse me, got out of frame. A lot of weight's going to be on this. And if it was just sliding a piece against a piece without having that little roller thing in there, I think it might be hard to roll it in and out. So anyway, that's my theory. If somebody else has a different theory, put it down in the comments. Okay, so I took the door off. It was pretty easy. Just these 4 screws here. I think it's quarter inch head screws. You could also use a screwdriver. And now I'm just going to peel this old gasket out and put the new one in. I looked at another video and it said do the corners first and then work towards the middle. So I'm going to try that way. So I'm just using my hand and pinching and reaching in and pulling this out. and you can see this white part goes down in the groove, and it's got some little edges that would hold it in there. So it's going to go around and do that. The new one's on the right, and for most of it, it doesn't look much different, but there are a couple of corners where it looks like this one on the right will stick out further and seal a little bit better. I hope so. Yeah, it looks taller, and it could be the softness of this might make a difference, although the new one feels a little bit softer than the old one. I'm going to heat up and try and get a couple of wrinkles out of it. So it's going in easy. Actually, to me it's going in a little bit too easy. I'm afraid it might pull out, but I'm going to try it. And there's another trick that you can do is, if you take this all apart again and put some little dabs of silicone every 6 inches or so. I wouldn't really load it up too much, but if you put some silicone adhesive in there, that'll keep it stuck. But I'm going to try it without the silicone right now. Make sure that every little bit of it is pushed down into that trough, that channel. And then we'll put it back together and try it for a few days. Okay, so that's it. Now we're going to hang it back down onto those 4 spots and tighten up those screws and turn it on, and we'll just have to test it over a few days. So give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Ring the bell if you want notifications. Be safe. Have fun. Froggy out. Bye.